What I would like to talk to you about in this video is the data network algorithm that you have access to, which is your DNA. Okay, your DNA stands for the database network algorithm. Okay, and how does it work? It works through networking. Okay, the key word, networking. Okay, so networking stands for communication. The algorithm stands for the download. And the database stands for the information. Okay? And you have access to all of this. You have access to the Earth's database and the heavens database. Okay? And the way you can access the heavens database is through the internal network system. Okay? Plus the external network system, which is everything outside of your shelf, is external. Okay? So that's how you tap into the external network. You have to communicate outside of your shelf to get to that information. And you have to look for these downloads, these download codes. Okay? They're downloading and they're coding your physical DNA through the database, the data to the network. Okay? And the internal voice is separated from the external voice. This is how you know that you're on two separate databases, but they operate similar. The internal database is connected to the Akashic records. This is where you can tap into the Akashic records under deep thought, or a dream state, or a dream state thought process, where or visionaries mindset, a visionary's mindset, where you can get to the Akashic records as well. But it's through the internal network system. I'm trying to do my best to explain this to where it's clearly understood by people. The internal voice, the one that you hear inside of your mind, would be considered the internal networking to the database, to the download. Okay, to the information, to the download. Okay, so you hear the voice within your mind, you get the information you're looking for, and then you download it into the physical vessel of the DNA, opening up the doors within the DNA. One of the ways you can stop yourself from getting there is corruption in the spirit. The more you corrupt the spirit, the more your networking system will be corrupted. Okay, and then you'll be getting corrupted information, which is lies. Okay, so now your external networking, everything outside of you is working against you. Okay? And this is because they're on the same data network algorithm. They're on the corrupted in the spirit data network algorithm, which is the internal network system is corrupted. Where the voice relies, where no one hears your voice, the secret room, the secret place is corrupted. And one of the ways it gets corrupted is number 2. The memory file is corrupted. Okay? That'd be number 2. Now, what is exactly the memory file? The memory file is the information that you received into your internal, from your external connection to people and to the realm during the downloads that you were downloading. You were downloading under the evil, and you had corrupted your file through. We're going to talk about this through following evil spirits. Number 3. Okay, so you're following evil spirits outside of yourself, and even possibly within yourself. Okay, and this was the networking system that had arrived at your doorstep. And what happens to get out of this type of situation? You have to understand it, and put a stop to it, and recorrect it through correction by going through the memory file. You will have to go through your memory file and fix it. No one can fix the memory file that's been corrupted unless you go through it, the corruption that you were corrupted in, the areas that you were corrupted in, and you fix them. Fix the areas that are corrupted. And what you will start to see is that the memory file will start to fix itself over a period of time. It'll start to it'll want to put new memories within the card system, but they're all coming in as good memories. And this will restore it, rebalance it, and send it back in. But the only way that works is if your internal networking system isn't corrupted in the spirit. So number one is the most important one, because if you're corrupted in the spirit, your spirit is evil. And there's almost no help for you then. There's almost no help for you. Because you're going to probably say something like, I don't believe in spirit. When everything around you in the external world and within the internal world is energy. So when we say spirit, all we're saying is energy. That's what the word spirit means. It literally means the word energy. To manifest energy. Okay? You're going to want to understand that you're following evil spirits. Your favorite, this is idol worship. Okay? It's also considered idol worship. When you follow idols, it's considered to follow evil spirits. Okay? Because they're on the same they're on a networking system of corruption. Okay? Their internal, their external connection to the world, the way they gather information is under the evil database. And the way that you do this is number 4, audio and hearing. You break the law of sound. Okay, so you break the law. The spiritual law of sound. You've literally broken. You're considered a person who broke the law. God states, study my laws day and night. I've given you 2. The law of sound and the law of light. Okay? Those are 2 that you haven't heard of because they don't know about them. Or they don't talk about them. Even though they have around you this light right here, but they don't call it the law of light. But it is called the law of light. Because it's got a specific job that it does in order for it to work. And it has to work in this synchronicity of order for it to work correctly. And the way you do this is audio and hearing. Okay? So your audio. Your external world is giving off sounds. You're also giving off an external sound that comes back in internally. But it comes because you have an external voice. So everything that we speak externally in the world, we are allowed to take in from the external to the internal hearing, which would be considered 2 and 1. And it's connected to the law of sound. Now, when it's corrupted audio, it's coming in corrupted. What it does is it corrupts the internal networking system. Okay? It starts to corrupt it. Why? Because going into the memory file is corrupted information, corrupted data, corrupted database. So where they tapped in on the database to get the information. So if I come to you and I just say F this, BICTH this, SIT, and I just say all these cuss words and I start cursing a bunch of things, I speak a bunch of curses over you, and I'm going to corrupt your file. If I go tell you, let's get in the car and go shoot up some people down the street, I'm going to corrupt your memory file. We're about to go have a murder come play through my mind, and we're about to manifest this energy in a location where we're literally going to manifest this energy of somebody's death. And we're going to play out the scene. And you're not on this data network of corruption in the spirit. And your memory file isn't corrupted. And you're not following evil spirits. You're a liar. Because your internal networking system is corrupted in the spirit. And that's because you downloaded something from the database that did this to you. That you found acceptable. It could have been a movie. And then all of a sudden you acted out the movie. You watched a movie on Hollywood, but one of them Hollywood movies, and all of a sudden you're acting it out like you're a gangster now. You want to be Tony Montana. 5, number 5, visual, okay? The eyes. This is also visual or visionary. The way you see your light. Which is the way you see your life. Okay, because life and light are the same. They're the same meaning. Light, life, and energy. It's all going to be connected. And the way that the eye works is the law of light. It has to work from the law of light. Because what the eye is seeing is light refracting in and then bouncing back out. So it's energy going into the soul and then bouncing out and back into the world. And this wall has been broken down here as well. Through the televisions, the black mirrors. Anything with a black mirror is a weapon. If it's not used correctly, it's definitely a weapon. Because these black mirrors can be used for as a spiritual weapon. I want you to understand about the television. It's connected. The only reason you got a television is because the eye gave you a television. The way the eye works on the human body. Man was able to study it long enough and then create the vision of an eye. That's why they call it television. Because it's from the vision of one's eye that they created a television. So it's a spiritual weapon. If not used correct, it'll be a weapon. Weapon against mankind, against children. When the witches, wizards, and warlocks use the weapon. Which they will. They use it to pervert children into sexual submission. So that they can have a reason or an excuse in the eyesight of their pagan gods to basically dismantle a child's sexual gender to have sex with him. By destroying the eye of their vision. Destroying a child's vision. They've broken the law of light. They've broken the two most important ones for the body that lead up to that memory file. Because your vision is now you're going to be your memory card of flashcards, where you get your flashbacks, and you can visually almost see these visions or these moments in your life where you played out this memory, and you can clearly see it as a vision. It almost pops up as a picture, but it's an invisible picture, but yet it can still be seen, clear and vividly. And when you're on this corrupted internal and external networking system, which everybody's connected to, so you cannot say you're not connected to this because you're on this database, dude. Everybody is. We're all running on the same since the sin entered the world in the beginning of time. For man entered a corrupted data file system. Between the good and the evil, it is now corrupted in the spirit because the law of the spirits the law of the spirit has been broken. And this broke out in the heavens. They corrupted the data network algorithm in the spirit. And then they went and did it in the physical. To mortals. They went and attacked mortals. And mortal beings went and attacked mortals because they wanted to control the mortals. They wanted to control God's creation. When God didn't create the mortals to be controlled. He created the mortals to control themselves. And to be in control of oneself through the internal networking system that was built in through the external communication of what was going on within the realm. So he had us built and designed to take care of ourselves. But not to be selfish, but to be in the synchronicity of love and truth. And when those are broken, you're on number 6, no understanding of life. When you can't love and you don't live under truth, you are nothing in this world. Because you have no understanding, you mean nothing. Because you're so corrupted in the spirit, your memory file is so corrupted, you're based on nothing but lies. You're a pathological liar. And to state that any of this is false information is because you're a liar and you don't want to face the truth. Because you're following evil spirits and the spirits inside of you tell you don't listen to it. They want you to go to hell. Okay, and that's why number 7 says the way to hell. It's the path. Okay, when you're on this corrupted data network algorithm, and it's the internal networking system that is corrupted in the spirit, you are heading towards hell. Because you'd allowed the physical to corrupt your internal spirit. Okay, and this is how you kill it, and then you say there's no spirit on the planet. There's no such thing as spirit. There's no such thing as a soul, energy. That's what that word means, energy. So when you say there's no such thing as energy, you are as stupid as you were yesterday. And you have no understanding of life. Okay? And this is where you're going to end up. Number 8, correctional facility. If God doesn't condemn you to spiritual death, he'll send you to a correctional facility in the spirit, a prison. Because you're corrupted in the spirit. Now, exactly how it works, I don't know how it works beyond the realm of physical reality. Besides that, I have a little bit to the basic of the understanding of what spirit is. And I'm giving you the basics. I'm giving you the way to the Akashic records, which can restore, rebalance, and fix this data network algorithm that's corrupted. Because you have to tap into the heavens in order for you to fix your corrupted data network algorithms, which corrupted inside of the external world. Okay? This is where what happened, right? It happened in the external world of the earth realm that this corrupted data file began. So the earth is corrupted. Everything on the earth has been corrupted through the data net base. Okay? The database has been corrupted. And it started in the heavens. But this is the place that they chose, the fallen angels chose to come to destroy next. And God said this will be the last that you destroy. The last place you destroy. And he created it as a battleground. Okay? It's a battlefield. When you come to the earth, what you understand it is, it's a battlefield. Between angels and demons. Okay? Angels and demons, and you can watch this on the Da Vinci. Da Vinci would tell you that we are at war, and they're at war for humanity. Okay? Angels versus demons, and they're collecting. One's taking you to hell, the other one is taking you to heaven. You had to pick a side by picking a master. And the only way to pick a master was either light or darkness. There is no other master. It's the master of light or the master of darkness. And the way you can get corrupted is the brainwave. Number 9, your brainwave is corrupted. You're at a low vibrational brainwave. You're not at the Most High God's frequency. This isn't the Most High God frequency because it's not at God's frequency. I can almost guarantee you that's why you look like a devil. Why you listen to rock and roll, heavy metal, pop, rap, all the trash. You don't listen to Mozart and Beethoven and all them boys. You didn't listen to what God likes to listen to. God doesn't like lyrics. He doesn't like when people start singing to the actual lyrical part of it. He didn't call you to sing lyrics. He called you in because he wants you to play some instruments for him. He didn't call you in and say, sing for me. He said, I want you to play me some instruments. That's the devil. He wants you to sing to him. He wants you to sing the corruption to him. The corrupted data file. The database that you're on. Everyone is connected to this. I want you to understand. Everyone is connected to this and is on this list. Where you're at on this list, you're probably on the audio and visual. 100%. Everyone is on that one. Number 4 and 5. Guaranteed you're on number 4 and 5. Audio and vision, you have broken the law of sound and the law of light. You've broken both of these. Guaranteed. Which then you broke number 2, the memory file. It's corrupted. And then number 1, corruption in the spirit. So to say you're holy down here, how are you holy when you're on this networking system? Can you answer that? Are you not externally in a world where the data network system around you is corrupted in the spirit? Boy, oh boy, don't tell me you're not, because it's where you're networking with. The external world. So you're networking with what's corrupted within inside of the realm. And you don't know who's actually corrupted in the internal networking system unless you kind of figure them out after a little while. So you have to kind of play it out a little bit just to get to the internal networking system of their spirit, which you'll find out later that it's corrupt. They were corrupted in the spirit, the memory file is corrupted, and that they're alive. They're considered to be under the devil. The devil, which is the father of all lies. That's all I have for you. Thank you.